for joining in on the day 5. Today, we are going to learn a little more about our program and
AI is an extremely
Yes, thank you so much. Okay. Yeah, so today we are going to learn a little more about the full program, right? Thank you so much for joining in. Thank you so much, Shamik. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Azim. Right. So how many of you are excited for the day 5? Type me in the chat box.
Many of you are excited.
Yes, people who might be watching us on YouTube and Zoom together, I would request you to mute one. Yes, thank you so much, Azim. Great. Okay, so people who are joining us on Zoom, I request you to click on the link that is there on Zoom chat so that you can directly join us, right? So sharing the link here. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get started. So we'll be starting with our Ho'oponopono practice, and then we will dive into our graduation day presentation. Okay, great. So I request everyone to close their eyes for the exercise. Okay, the Ho'oponopono practice. Amazing. So in this is a Hawaiian technique that helps clear self-doubt and negativity, and which has helped more than 1,000 of our community members at Pixeltest. So I request you to close your eyes, and we would be taking our own names. I would be saying Sachi, and you'd be taking your own name, right? This technique involves use of these 4 statements: I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And these are high energy, high vibration statements. Okay, let's get started. Okay, I would request you to be in a focused environment. Today's session would be slightly longer than our 30 minutes. It would go till 40 to 45 minutes as well, right? Okay, I'd request you to put your hand on your heart. People who can turn on their video, you're welcome, right? Okay, close your eye. Relax your breath. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Relax your shoulders. Relax your back. Relax your feet. Let's begin. I'll be taking my name, you'll be taking yours. I'll be saying Sachi. I'm really sorry, dear Sachi, for not taking care of you. I'm so sorry for disconnecting with you. I'm so sorry for leaving you alone. I am the one who judges you so much. I am the one who criticizes you so much. Please forgive me for underestimating you. Please forgive me for not believing in you. Thank you, dear Sachi, for letting me have this beautiful experience of life. Thank you so much. From now on, it doesn't matter who doesn't love you. It doesn't matter who doesn't appreciate you, because I promise you, from now on, I love you. I'm here, and I would never let you go again. Bring your hands together. Rub them and put that energy to your face. Great. Yes, give me one word in the chat box. How did the Ho'oponopono technique make you feel? We have people who are on our social channels. You can put it in the comments. Prasad says, relaxing. Awesome, amazing. Vijay says, calm. That's great. Yes, DK says, good evening. Thank you so much. Right? Great. Okay. So let's get started. Let me share my screen. Okay. So the Python for AI, we will be doing a quick recap of this AI week. Okay. So if you have anything, you can put it on the chat box that you can unmute and speak even, right? So what we have learned basics, variables, how to print, right? We have learned about conditionals, how to use if statements, else if, break, and else. We have learned about functions, how to use the same conditionals into functions, how to return them, right? So we learned about lists, how to make a list of various numbers and strings. We also learned about loops, right? How you can do something repeat on repeat, right? So, and we've also learned how to break out of loop. We've learned about while loop, for loop, right? So how many of you remember all this? Type R in the chat box. Thank you, Prasad. That's great. Great. Something missing? Remember something. Okay, that's not a problem. So how many of you remember most of it? Right? Type R in the chat box. You can unmute also. Okay, great. Okay, so let's just send in a reminder. Okay. Great. So a quick recap, what we've done in the AI week. We've learned all the basics. We have learned about conditionals. We have learned functions, lists, loops, and we have yesterday we have also revised a little. Today we are going to cover more about what is there in the bronze program as well. And how many of you are excited for the certificates? Right? Type me in the chat box. Thank you, Prasad. Thank you, Vishnu. Thank you, Roshni. That's great. Thank you, DK. So basically, we'll be sharing a link on the group. Thank you, Tushar. You would fill that, link. There's a Google form, and once you fill that, the certificates will be, generated and sent to you within 24 hours. Okay. So I request you to go ahead and fill that particular certification. Right. So the certification would be saying you have completed the Python in the 5-day or 7-day program. You'll receive it, and this will be from Pixeltest, right? But today's program, in the agenda, we'll be discussing the most crucial step. We'll also know how AI is growing exponentially. We'll also understand what are the 3 important steps that AI people who are learning and getting into AI can jump on, right? So how can you become part of our community also? We'll also let you know how to crack promising AI jobs, right? So all that we will cover today. Now, before that, let me introduce our community. We have a community of 1,000 members, 500 AI and 500 blockchain members. We have mentored 36,000 professionals. This is led by Jayendra Asamseti, who is an IIT Madras and Columbia University alumni, right? So the community is a very valuable thing because we have people from all age groups. People who have even got patents are also part of our community. So how many of you think that is a very valuable community? If you think that is valuable, type V in the chat box. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Tushar. Right? So now I want to start with this interesting fact, right? Do you know that 78% of the AI workforce had no prior knowledge of AI? Meaning AI is relatively new to almost all people, and people who learned about AI joined the AI workforce. It's not like they had a prior knowledge of AI, because AI came a little later than all the other technologies, right? So how many of you think that this is fascinating, right? That 78% of the AI workforce never had prior knowledge of AI. If you feel this is fascinating, type F in the chat box. Thank you so much. Thank you, Manoranjan sir. That's great. Thank you, Shah. Thank you, DK. Because you can, this also tells you the opportunity that you have to learn and get into the AI stream as well. And the salaries range even for people who have relatively less experience or beginning from 9 LPA to 34 LPA. And people who are getting into deep learning and all, they are even having higher pay scales as well. Okay, so now if you look at what is the possibility after this particular workshop, is you will know how to become an exclusive member of the community, and what all is included in the community. You'll know who all would be teaching the our primary course, the IIT Madras AI Bronze and AI Silver also, right? We'd also be learning how to crack promising AI jobs. Right. So how many of you are excited for this first step? So how many of you want to know the most crucial step in the career growth? Type 1 in the chat box. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Manoj sir. Thank you, Manoranjan sir. That's great. So now many of you think this could be something technical, but surprisingly and interestingly, the first step is to have growth driven mindset to clear off doubts, fears, distraction, and condition your mind. Because the installing self growth driven mindset is very important, because if you start learning just through courses, or if you learn by yourself watching YouTube, you'll only go to one particular extent. But if you're surrounded by a community, right? So there's a quote also, right? Your sum of, or so your average of the 5 people around you. Just imagine if you have 1000 people around you who are all growth driven, right? So that will take you ahead. Whenever you stuck, mostly what happens is the failure rate of online courses or anything happens when they reach an obstacle, right? When there's an obstacle, people start losing interest. But if you have a growth driven community, if you reach an obstacle, there is other person to help you and push you forward. That is where you'll increase your chances of success. So how many of you believe that having somebody who can push you always forward is important? If you believe that is important, type me in the chat box. Thank you so much, DK. Thanks, Prasad. Thank you, Manoranjan sir. So that is very important. The first step is installing the growth driven mindset. You should be open to be pushed towards success. You should be open to push others to success, right? So what you give, what you get. Now, what we mean by growth driven mindset is just a moment. Okay. Is you should have a hyper focus. The hyper focus, what do we mean by hyper focus? Is if you want to get something, you have to be behind it. You have to think that should be the last thought on before you sleep and first thought after you wake up. So you have to build that kind of focus. So we help our community members to build such a focus, right? So we believe another thing is having systems, because we believe systems succeed and people fail. So people with successful systems, people you might see that people who have a system for getting up, people who have a system for learning, people who have a system for getting ready. So such people go forward. right? So we also teach you on how to build such systems, right? And investing in greatness means now we're all here, you are spending time in your own growth, right? Investing your time in your growth, so that is investing in greatness. And you also invested, you might be instead of going to some OTT platform or something, you are spending here your time and money. So that means that you are willing to invest in greatness, and you have to continue to do that. So that is the step one. Okay, so now what is step two? Let's understand the growth scope in AI, right? So how many of you are excited to learn the growth scope in AI? Type G in the chat box. Thank you, Tushar. Thanks, Prashant. Thanks, Manoranjan sir. Thanks, DK. So now you can see internet is filled by articles that will tell you that AI is growing day by day. Why? Because the mainframe technologies that are there, the Java, the R, the demand for that is decreasing, and the increase for demand in AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain, that is being seen. Why it is increasing? Because the requirement of the industry is changing. That is the reason AI, blockchain, cybersecurity. Even if you go to YouTube or Google search, every day there is a trend AI tool or something. Right now, tools are able to create images. Tools are able to create content or text on behalf of you. That's becoming very powerful, and that is where the demand also is there, right? So AI is impacting almost all every industry, right? From healthcare, now AI is helping doctors diagnose x-rays faster because they have data of lakhs of other x-rays, right? So before even that helps a doctor to save at least 1 hour in making a decision, a life could be saved, right? So that is definitely heavily impactful. AI is impacting manufacturing to cybersecurity, retail, and construction. Every place AI is there. So how many of you think that AI is already impacting almost all industries? Type me in the chat box. Thank you. That's great, right? So now, why is AI hottest topic? Is it only because it is paying more, or is there something else? But now you'd be interested to know that AI is not the hottest job just because they are high paid salaries, but the leadership, the colleagues that you get, and the fulfillment that you get after helping build something useful, that is also very important, right? Because you can see that companies that are upskilling themselves in AI have a very good leadership, because they are also learning and upskilling, and pushing every of their employees forward. So the leadership would be very good. Colleagues, everybody is thinking forward. That is also a very good environment. The fulfillment, just imagine, like, if at all you are working on something that is impacting lives or saving somebody's time, energy, would it not be fulfilling, right? So how much you think Google Maps might have saved, uh, how much time it might have saved? It has created a lot of employment. The Google Maps API now used by Ola, Uber, and everybody, and generating employment. There are many applications of the same thing, right? So that is a very fulfilling job, right? I'm saying, if at all you're slightly even associated with a project that is helping the humanity, you would have a higher fulfillment, right? Don't you think so? If you believe that having a job that is really creating an impact is fulfilling, type F in the chat box. Thank you so much. So now, how do you bridge the gap? Now you understood that there is need. How do you bridge the gap? So I would want to introduce you to a few of our testimonies Mithun Sai, he has cracked a job of dual LPA from Accenture. And now he has given an amazing testimony. He said, totally outstanding. I wasn't from a premium college and my campus placements were terrible. And I knew I couldn't get something I would be passionate about. But after joining us, he has, cracked, and his testimony and his tips are also helping many of our other community members to go forward and, also use the same things when they are applying for jobs. Right. So we'll also talk about a few more testimonials as we go forward, but let's now understand what are some 3 areas that you can get into once you get into the AI space, right? So for example, many of you have asked, what do I do after learning Python basics, right? So how many of you have that question now that you have learned a little bit of Python, or understood a little bit of Python, what to do next? Right? If you also have, if you're also curious about it, type N in the chat box, N for next. Thank you so much, Manoranjan sir. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, DK. Thank you, Prasad, Rashni. Okay, that's a lot of curiosity. Okay, so now we will, help you understand that also. So first thing, when you want to upskill to bridge the gap, the most important thing is you need to understand where you can go forward. So there are primarily 3 areas. One is pre-processing. For example, now you have used Python to understand the basics, foundations of it, right? Later in that, we'll also teach you about how to work with tables in pandas. We also teach you, there's a topic called pandas, where we'll teach you how to work with tables and data, where you can process a lot of data very easily. So that is the pre-processing area. For example, if you can use your Python skills to process a lot of data that is being generated by DMAT, let's just say, okay, now DMAT has given the project to an IT company and you're working there. Now you have to tell them what is based upon the past 3 years of Diwali data. Now, give us a few products that we should put offers on, right? Because they have 1,000 products or more, and which city has to focus on some cities, some products will move faster, some cities, some products will move faster. So you have to give an insight. So how do you do that? Because the data is not processed, not ready to be processed. First you have to clean the data, right? So how many of you think data before giving it to machine has to be cleaned, right? So if you understood the pre-processing where we clean the data, type C in the chat box. Right. So because you have to generate insights, you have to generate it based upon a structured data. So pre-processing does that. In pre-processing, you will be working with tables, and you would also require fluency with Python. Now the Python will be on your tips. Like even if in the night somebody wakes you up and asks how to do this, you should be able to tell that. So that is what we call fluency, right? So that is something that you have to go forward and learn. So we also teach about that, how to do that. And then there is model building. In model building, once you have cleaned the data, you either do the model building by yourself or give it to the next team, right? So what you do in model building is, now you have the data clean, processed. What you do, you give it to a machine, right? And this machine has to work on a logic. So how you had a logic to print prime numbers or something like that, here you'll have a logic to work on generating the insight, right? So this particular model, I'll help you understand how this works. Is you have written some logic, that algorithm, that logic is called the algorithm. That set of program is here. You would give it some training data, so you would give it some test data, and you would give it some input data, right? Some real data, some testing data, like for example last 3 years data and current data. Now what happens is your algorithm will make a prediction out of it. It says, based upon the data you have given, this is the outcome that you should work on. Then you test it. Is it real? Is it working? If it is succeeded, then it's a successful model. If it is not, you repeat the process until you get a successful model, right? So this is the model building approach. Whatever logic you give, you test it with the data, right, and build a successful model. So how many people have used Google Maps? Type me in the chat box. Great, right? So when you use Google Maps, how many in the early years does it happen that the Google Map shows that there is road here, but when you go there, there's a block? Did it ever happen? Yes, right? Because what happens is it is also learning. In the early days when Google Maps was launched in India, the roads were new to the program. Slowly what happened is, if people were not able to go there, then that road was shown as blocked and the other road was open, right? So similarly on traffic data also, if more of the Google devices are getting slowed in one particular location, that is shown as high traffic area to others, right? So this is how the training and the model is learning, right? So sometimes it fails early, but based upon more and more data, more and more correction, it is going to give you better results, right? So now model building is that process. You don't have to build the whole Google Maps. You might be just working on very small layer of that particular area, or any other program. If you're working with let's just say the same example, where you have to generate insights for DMart or such company, then you have to know how to work on building that model. Because every time you cannot just go and say, okay, this year do this, next year do this. So every year you cannot do that, or every day you cannot do that. You should have a system. If you give data, it will only tell these are the fast moving products, right? So that is where you can automate it. So that is where you build the models, right? So in models also, there are 3 different types of layers of models. First are data science models, where you generate insights. There is even demand for such jobs in market, where you can easily aim for jobs from 9 to 15L, right? So even after that, if you want to make the machine also learn, like you can see that Google Assistant, right? If you ask it something, it is learning from your own voice and also generating dynamic results. So if you are working on something like that, then the pay scales start from 15 and go till 30, right? And if you go even further and slowly learn, like it's not like you have to first learn deep learning. You can first learn data science related concepts and models, and after that go and apply for data science jobs. And after applying for data science jobs, once you get a job, then parallelly keep on upskilling, because now you know the foundations. Upskilling in machine learning becomes easier, right? So you keep on upskilling. So IT is a space where you keep on upskilling and make it interesting for yourself, right? So how many of you understood model building, right? If you understood, type M in the chat box. Yes, thank you so much, DK. Thank you, Prasad. Thanks, Saujanya. Thanks, Nikhil. That's good. People who are watching us on YouTube, you can put your comments in the comment section, right? Great. So first area is pre-processing. There is a lot of weightage in the market. There's a lot of demand for people who can do pre-processing also using Python. But there's also more in-demand area, the model building area, where you build models to generate insights, right? So it's a phase-by-phase process. You do not directly try to go and aim for data science or the deep learning scope, right? You go ahead, learn data science, get a data science job and go forward, right? So the third area is deployment. Once you have learned about model building, then you need to also upload the program somewhere. For example, whatever program you have written, if it is only on your system, how can others use it, right? So that is where you have to deploy. Either you have to deploy it in hardware, or like Alexa, right? The program is deployed sometimes on hardware, or the device is connected to Wi-Fi, and the logic stays on the cloud, right? So that is how deployment works. You either train the hardware or install the program that you have created on hardware or on cloud, which is AWS. So this is also in demand, where because many people create models but they do not deploy themselves, they give it to a deployment team, right? So this is the third area where you can add on. Here it would require you additional skill learning and an additional skill called AWS. So most people, what they do is first they upskill themselves into model building and everything, then slowly learn AWS. So what happens is they can also aim for deployment and model building related jobs, right? So how many of you have understood all the three areas clearly? Type 3 in the chat box. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you, Sochanya. Thank you, Manoranjan. Thanks, Sujit. Amazing, right? So this is what you can do after learning Python. It is like, now you've cleared, let's just say, standard 8. You have to create, go forward, then you go forward, then you clear 12th and go forward, right? Yes, thank you so much, Samlaya. Now, to summarize, you can, understand it this in, you will collect and upload the data. Your ML algorithm, whatever you will be doing, that will do its processing, and whatever, once it's a successful model, you deploy it on a hardware. So what happens here is something that we have discussed now, right? So we have discussed here what happens inside. So all that thing happens, processing happens, then model testing happens, then model deployment happens, right? So that is how this goes. Normally, what happens is many people who join a program, before the program, they think that this is tough. So they think that Python is tough. Before learning Python, how many of you thought Python is tough, or it is something that is complex, right? If you have thought that it was complex before knowing or before printing the first line, type me in the chat box. Yes, thank you so much, Manoranjan. Thanks for the honesty. Thank you, DK. Thanks, Roshni. Thanks, Rachna. So now what happens is, before we think that it's complex, but once you're inside the program, you know that you're, roll with it, and then you start playing with it, right? Once, for example, you just imagine if you keep doing this for a year, you got a job, and you're doing it every day, then you'll start playing with Python, right? Now people know, like if somebody asks you some question on your mobile, like how do I go and do this particular action, you can immediately go and tell them this is very easy, right? So that, because you have spent some time on it. If it's a new device, you have to figure out everything, right? So that is how this works. Before the program, people think that it's complex, but once they are inside, they'll roll with it and then slowly start playing with it, right? So how many of you relate with this particular image? Type R in the chat box. Thanks, Virginia. Thanks, Vishal. Thanks, Manoranjan. That's true. Now, so we have in our community, we have a lot of testimonials. These are public. You can go and search online as well. So, but this was based upon one of our lecture given by Professor Anand Jairam. And Ajit here says that this was an excellent session and Professor explained it in layman terms, right? So this is what we do. If you have enjoyed, how many of you enjoyed the, past 5 days? Type E in the chat box. Yes, thank you so much, DK. Thank you, Rachna. Thank you, Saujanya. Thank you, Manoranjan. So if you enjoyed my sessions, right, Professor Anand Jairam sessions are even more enjoyable because I also enjoy them, right? So there, he has also made it very easy. Yes, Somala, you raised hand. If you have a question, you can ask. If not, then that's also fine. Great. So this is what happens in the community. Okay. Now that we have learned the third agenda point, which is 3 fields in AI that members master and do projects. Uh, how many of you visualize that you are going to start becoming fluent in Python and then start with your pre-processing journey, right? How many of you want to seriously go forward and learn how to make a career and go into that 6 LPA, 8 LPA, 9 LPA kind of packages? Thank you so much, Manoj. Right, so we have many people in our community who are doing it day in, day out, right? So because I see their progress, I've seen them join us 8 months back, 4 months back, 2 months back, how they're progressing. It is very inspiring actually to see, because first they are either some friend refers them or something, or they are seeing some news or then get into Python. Later, after 1 month in the course, they are pushing others like, this is easy, you can also do it, right? So I really like that spirit. And if you visualize and see yourself also seriously considering learning Python, learning pre-processing, learning model building, slowly after a few years get into deployment and become a full-fledged full stack data science engineer, I'm completely with you. More power to you. I wish all of that becomes true, because I'm sure now, because you are here, I'm sure that if you give it consistent time and effort, you will 100% be there, right? Only what you require is a guide, right? Guide as in not a person. It could be a way for you to take steps, right? So how many of you think that if you have some map or a guide in this journey, you can go forward? How many of you think that if you have something that points forward, you can go there? Yes, thank you so much, Manoranjan. Thank you, Sajanya. Because that's true. You many times require the push, and many times we are not clear of how to reach, right? If we just ask, you have say left jana hai ya right, you will be clear. Okay, yeah, so now you are clear, okay, on your path. So that is very essential, and that is what we do within our community as well, right? So we'll also be talking about our community and how to join. Before that, we'll also see, now if let's just say you have learned all the technical things, let's forget about deployment, let's forget about machine learning, or uh, also the deep learning portion, the data science portion, which is easily achievable, because now you are here, it is easily achievable, that you can go forward and complete it. Okay, so now what we do, we are going to also see how members are doing this. Okay, so let's go forward, right? So what qualifies us to become part of the community is we have to be active, we have to have that learning mindset, and we have to be hard and smart working. So how many of you think you have at least 2 qualities from here? If you have this, any of 2 qualities, or willing to build these qualities, type Q in the chat box. Yes, thank you so much. Great. So now let us understand what are the key issues that people who also have technical skills are not able to go forward, right? So either they are not receiving many interview calls, or if they are receiving calls but are not able to convert them, or they are getting offers but not the desired CTC. Okay, so these are a few issues. There are some issues which is not written here. They don't know where to apply also. That's also an issue. How many of you think that these issues are relatable? If you relate with these issues, type R in the chat box. Because many times happens that you have the skills, but you're not able to showcase them, right? So what we do is we will give you one fact, right? We will also tell you how to go and attract the right kind of a job. right? We'll tell you something called ATS, how to understand the ATS. ATS is application tracking system. So now how, because we're talking of AI, even these employers like even platforms like Naukri, LinkedIn, how many of you applied at least once on, put up your CV on Naukri or LinkedIn or any other portal for that matter? How many of you uploaded your resume? If you uploaded your resume on any job platform, type U in the chat box. Thanks, Roshni. Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks, Prashant. So even if you have not uploaded, so how the process happens is like this, right? So now when you upload your resume is scored, right? So it does a scoring thing. So how many of you have your resume handy? If you have your resume handy, type R in the chat box. If you have it on your file, on your system, right? We can do a quick exercise where we'll check the score of your resume. How many of you want to? Yes, thank you so much, Ram Lakshman. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you a link. There we'll upload a resume. So what happens is this is ATS. ATS scores your resume, and if it has a lesser score, it will not even reach the employer. Right? So this is what is the truth that many people don't know. How many of you think that this is an interesting fact, that your resume is scored before it is shown to an employer, and if it is lesser, the score is less, it will not even be shown to your employer? How many of you are surprised by this fact? Type S in the chat box. Right? I mean, that is crazy, right? I mean, that means that the opportunity that you think, that many people think that I've applied, okay, now I'm not getting opportunities. I've applied, but nothing is happening. But that is the real problem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you this link. Okay. Go ahead and click on this link. Okay, I'm sharing it on chat to everyone. Okay, let me share my screen, what you can do. Okay, so here is my screen. Okay, so now once you click on this link, this page will open on YouTube, and here you can see that there is this option for free CV score, right? So if you click here, you will be taken to a link where you can upload your resume, right? Okay, so let me also share that link. So how many of you are able to click that link and open the resume scorer? Great. So I'm sharing that link here. So now once you open this link, this is an application tracking system. Now, if you add your score here, you can see that it will give you a score, right? So we will take 2 minutes, and I would request you to 2 to 3 minutes, you can upload your resume and put the score in the chat box. Whatever your score is, put it in the chat box. Yeah. So how many of you are trying to upload your resume and get the ATS score? If you're trying it, type me in the chat box. Okay, thank you so much, Aditya. Aditya says 55. Roshni says 60. Vijeta says 34. Anybody over 60? Vishnu says he is 63. People who are watching us on YouTube, you can directly go on that link that we have shared and upload your resume. Now, if you see, this is what happens. Now, you should improve your resume to have the right kind of keywords that these ATS systems are looking for, right? So how many of you think that this is one thing that you've learned new, right? Type N in the chat box. Bipasha says 53. Thank you so much, Bipasha. Hey, so why this is happening, right? Because when we create resume, how do we create resumes? We take somebody's reference, we ask somebody's resume, maybe sometimes seniors or classmates or colleagues, and then make changes, education qualification, our details, and we just keep the resume, our experience, and that's it. But you have to keep on improving it. You have to give it, the keywords that the ATS is looking for. So we also teach you how to improvise your CV. Now imagine you're applying, you have learned so much, you've invested so much energy and time and money, but you're not able to just get past the ATS, right? So how, all that energy, effort goes in vain, right? How many of you agree? Type A in the chat box. Yeah, that effort goes in vain. So how do you, go forward? Yeah, thank you so much, DK. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you, Manoranjan. Now, we also teach in our community how to be more visible, how to have a outreach. Samlaya says 47, right? So that's true. What happens is the ATS is scoring, right? So now we have to understand how to do CV mastery. Even the CV has to be perfect. It should be of certain length. It should not have a few tips is don't have grammatical errors. Even one error can also decrease points on your score. Double check the grammar, double check all the efficiency, use Grammarly or some tools which to improvise your this thing. And to avoid grammar, don't remove everything, right? If you do not have content also, it will not score you correctly. You have a right amount of skill sets, experience, certifications. If you do not have all these ATS score will be lesser for you, right? So these are a few things, but we also give you more ways to improvise your ATS, improvise your ATS score, right? Now we also tell you how to reach out to the employers, how to have reach out people over email, out on LinkedIn, all those things. And also we'll teach people how to negotiate their software. For example, if you are from a non-tech background coming into tech background, people will know that you have the skills, but they will not right away offer you the market package, because they'll say, because HRs have that job to get the best at the best price, right? So they'll say we'll only be able to pay this much because there is career gap. Because we are either desperate or we do not know how to negotiate, we take the offer, and from there the whole other next company also gives you offer based upon your first package, right? How many of you think that having the right salary that you are satisfied in your first or initial jobs is essential? Type E in the chat box. It's definitely essential, right? So that is where the negotiation comes in handy. There's also a negotiation that you can do. You have to master that negotiation. You should be confident how to build that, how to negotiate without just being blank confident. You can speak in logical terms, like you can say that if my so and so skills are going to help you so and so ways, I think that difference of pay will not matter. Or you can say how you can bring in more value than what is their initial offer, right? So all those things we teach in the negotiation mastery, right? So it is not just essential to learn, have technical skills, it's also essential to portray and put forward them, right? So we also teach all these strategies within the community, right? So we have Kalicharan who has got a 30 LPA from Novartis. right? So many people like that. We have recent success story. Shubham, he's got 35 LPA, right? So that is completely possible, but persistence, consistency is very important. Now, if for example, after this 5 day, if you go back and forget about what you got the certificate, you became happy, and you forgot about it, what is going to happen? There's no consistency. There's a break. Whenever you start next time, it will be beginning from zero only. It's like that. Five days will become 5 months, and it will go forever. So you should be consistent with your efforts and keep on revising, practicing. And now you have only learned theoretical. You have to do some project also, like how to actually pre-process data, right? If you do not have projects, if you are coming from a non-tech background to tech background, people will not see your experience or your certifications fully valuable. So you also have to do some projects, some popular projects, some live projects, right? So all of that is essential. So how many of you think that you want to be consistent? You don't want this 5 day to end here. You want to be consistent. Type C for consistent. Thank you so much, Manoj. Right? Thank you so much, Manoranjan. Thank you, Saujanya. Thanks, everyone. So we'll proceed forward. We'll understand. DK says, I want to be consistent. Okay. So now, what do we do? How do we be consistent? You can continue doing self-learning by yourself, or you can be part of community where you help others, others help you. Okay. So all of this is with you, and you can plan on getting yourself upskilled properly, right? So we'll teach about our community also. So you have learned our first step. Yeah, the I think Ram Lakshman, you have joined in a late. We have also shown the certification that you'll get for this particular 5 day program is the Pixeltest certification. If you go for the AI Bronze program, once you finish the AI Bronze program, you will get a joint certification from IIT Madras and Pixeltests. I hope that answers your query, Ram Lakshman. Yes, that's great. Thank you. Thank you, Ram Lakshman. Now we understood the first step is installing the growth mindset, having hyper focus, having systems, having the approach of investing your time, energy in the right places, right? So this is step one. The step two is, if you know how to first pre-process, then build models, and then learn deployment, then you are on your journey to succeed, right? So many times it happens that you see many of your peers, many of your colleagues, who many times you thought as equals, or sometimes even junior, are going forward because they got themselves into a loop or a system where they had to continually, consistently go forward, right? But you were not able to get into that loop for some reason. Maybe that was a different industry or something. You're not going there, but now you have that approach. Now you have that time. Now you have to take out that time to learn yourself into pre-processing, model building, and deployment to make a career in Python. And Python careers, as I've shown you in the initial slides, that shooting through the roof, right? And it is only going to increase. There's no decrease in AI. Like, if you can close your eyes and think that AI is the future, right? Every day you can just what you do, even if you search on Google also, you'll keep getting the AI related news, but it is only growing, only and only growing. So upskilling in AI is essential. Step 2 we have learned, and then step 3 we have learned how our CVs are scored, how to master your CV, how to master interviews and negotiation skills, right? So that is also very essential. Now that we have understood all the 3 steps, right, 1, 2 and 3, we'll also talk about how you can be part of this exclusive community for a special offer, because this is something that we are testing at this moment. This is something that we want more people to enroll. So that is the reason we are doing it in this particular fashion, making a program into first 5 day and making it easy for people to join, right? So that particular thing is there. So how many of you are excited to know what is the offer that we have for you to join our community? If you're excited, type E in the chat box. Yes, DK, we'll be sharing the link for it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Manoranjan. Thank you, Sochana. So we'll just summarize. If there's a gap in industry demands and skills, you should upskill. That is the solution, because there is a lot of automation happening, and only the high quality jobs are remaining, and all manual jobs are getting automated, right? So you have to use that as an opportunity to get into Python and AI, and you have to get out of the limiting beliefs. The hope no technique that we do is just a very small thing. You have to continually tell yourself that you will be able to do it, and you have to do it, right? So you should have a strong mindset and growth driven approach for your life, right? So all of these things that we have understood, these are the solutions. Don't go in the line of what just the education system says, because even you think people who are from CS background will relate, computer science background. People who are from non tech background will be surprised. Even when you pass out of a BTech degree, whatever skills that are being taught are the curriculum is at least 20 years old, right? So what that means, if you go with 20-year before career skills in the market, will you find a job? Is the market so open to give jobs on skills that are 20-year-old? No. So what companies do is they see employability in the particular candidate, right? Then they take that particular person. There's no CS or non-CS kind of a label that they have. Why CS people get the benefit is, it for them the mindset is that they know this a little, right? For that is the reason they're a little confident. The other person who thinks, like for example, we have many people who are from mechanical and they think that CS is something that they are not confident about. But if you see people who are out of college same year in different batches, different backgrounds, their today's trend learning is almost skill, because that's what the colleges are teaching, right? So it's only mindset related. The CS people, computer science people think that they'll be able to do it, and that confidence shows to the employer and they employ them, right? So how many of you think that this is fascinating or know this already, right? Type F in the chat box. Yes, Akash will be sharing the link for both joining the course also. Thank you so much, Akash. Thank you, Manoranjan. Great. So so if you are ready to transform yourself, if you are ready to work on opportunities that are promising, and if you want to stay relevant and be in this skyrocketing industry, type R in the chat box. If you're ready to be there, type R in the chat box. Thank you, Sochanya. Thank you, Manoranjan. Thank you, Rishi. Thank you, Saksham. Thank you, Akash. That's great. So our blockchain bronze community, which is the bigger course, is here. It covers all of these, whatever we have spoken about, and even the price of it is 6,990. We'll be sharing a link for you to join the community, and the session will go on for the next 20 minutes. So you can make a decision to be in this community, right? So you can join the community and then learn and continue your journey, what you started for these particular 5 days as well, right? So that is something that we in general outside on IITM's website also, the prices are at least 3 to 4 times here, right? So that is something that we would want to offer you, and I will also want to show you what is there within this program. So how many of you are interested in seeing what we offer in our AI Bronze program? Type me in the chat box. Thanks, Virginia. Thanks, Aksham. Thanks, Rishi. Thank you, Manoranjan. Right? So, okay. So price, people are asking about price. See, don't think about just the price. Think about the value. For example, if you are able to crack a job, which is, let's just say, even the basic level, I'm not even talking about 6 LP or 9 LP, even if it is 5 LP also, and you are investing how much is 7,000 once, there is a very high return if you work consistently and if you take all the help that we are offering, right? You are bound to reach that, because you might have already seen our approach and other firms' approach for educating and helping people learn is different, because our goals also have, because from our core team, our goals come on student fulfillment, also on success of the student or the member, right? If we do not have more jobs getting for these people, whatever we are doing is not fulfilling for us. So it is our duty where we try to push you forward. Similarly, you will also have that sincerity, because the community is like that, to go forward, right? So one of the bonus that we have is inner circle vault within our community, right? Here you will see a lot of value, a lot of community activity that happens, right? So let me show how our community looks like. So how many of you want to see our community? Type C in the chat box. Okay, so let me just share our community platform. Okay, so now this is AI space of Pixeltests. This is our community. You can see that hi, I'm Yogesh Yadav, currently working as a Java developer in Connect Digital, having around 7 years experience. And he has written out what he's doing. I have a couple of years experience in ML, right? Research scholar from as part of us from November. She's asking a query and getting her queries resolved, right? So like this, you have all members. Many of the members are online right now. You can go to them, even respond to their queries. You can talk to them. You can interact with them, get tips, get references in their company, right? So how many of you think this is valuable? Type V in the chat box. It is not any Telegram group or WhatsApp group that we call as community. The community has a separate platform altogether. Thank you so much, Manoranjan. Right. So let's proceed forward. Let me also share what all backgrounds that we have in our community. Okay. So now you can see that in our community we have, okay, so people in our community, we have people who are in our silver programs also, and people who are learning deep learning, people who are learning machine learning, also data science. Everybody is there. So you always have people who can push you forward. Whenever you have a query, just go onto the community platform and ask, right? And they know, because they have come from that stage only, right? So when you overcome a stage, you can clear doubts of others, right? So that is what they do. They take from the community help, they give back to the community. So that is what you'll also be doing if you join our community, right? So the inner circle vault in itself is 10,000 worth value, which is already included in the offer that we are giving. There is interview mastery also, where communication skills, negotiation, CV mastery, negotiating on bonuses, notice periods, and equities, everything is covered, right? So this is also available in the bonus. And we have interview mastery, and the value of it in general is also roughly 10,000. That's also included in your course, right? We have Hall of Fame, where people who have finished their course and applied for jobs and got jobs share tips, right? So how many of you want to see our Hall of Fame? Type HOF in the chat box to see Pixeltest Hall of Fame. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let me show our learning management system. I'll also show you how our platform is there. So you will receive your own login ID and password to learning, right? So let me show you that. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so this is the LMS we use. This is where you'll have your own login. You'll have orientation, where you will be walked into step by step how you go forward. Introduction to Python programming, where now you have learned a little of it, you can cover the balance of it, right? Even complex topics are also covered here. Even longer lectures, which you can take breaks and complete, all of that is there. And then let me show you one of our lecture as well, right? So give me a moment. I'm going to show you the preview. Okay, so if we
Awesome to meet everybody here. And so let's kick off. So what I'm going to do is, as usual, we have a guest session planned right now. And more importantly, we kick off with values. For those of you who have not attended my previous inner circle calls, I want to keep it a hybrid. So I am going to be now talking about, what the...
So basically you will learn about that, and then we'll be learning about our complex systems also here.
And you can use this link, or you can just go to Google. Let's go to, if you say and where we can write by. As simple as by default, a folder gets created called collab notebooks. So Google creates it for us. And if you go here, you should see the test one we just created. You can give a number also, but let's say don't worry. If you want to learn object-oriented concepts, you can. But often all of us can. If you want to, now what happened? Basically, when we say drop by default.
Okay, so basically now we have learned little of the loops and all. Now, what is NumPy is being taught. Like I'm just giving you a preview.
When NumPy, what we use arrays, and we perform functions on arrays. So for example, this is a list. I can convert this list into a NumPy array by saying numpy.array, and then you convert it into an array, right? So you can have a two-dimensional array. Two-dimensional means you have rows and columns. So you can do two-dimensional metrics. Now we'll talk about you would have learned in linear algebra vectors. Have you learned about linear algebra already? If not, we probably will talk about it in one of the sessions, but don't worry if you're not. Right?
Right. So basically, you can, because this is a self-paced course, You can go back, rewind, re-see it, practice it, and then submit your assignments, right? So this is very interactive. People have given tremendous feedback for our system, right? How we have our system, because it's your own login ID and password, your progress will be tracked within the portal itself, right? So how many of you feel that is awesome? Type AW in the chat box. Thanks, Aksham. Thanks, Sunny. Thanks, Vijay. Thank you, Manoranjan. Great. Okay, so now if you look at our Hall of Fame, similarly, I'll go back to home. Now you can see we have other courses also, which is the Hall of Fame. Now in Hall of Fame, this is also included, which is higher value, also included within the offer price itself, right? So here, these are so many people who have shared their experience along with us. Like, let's just say now we have Kalicharan. We have spoken about Kalicharan and his interview, his tips are also there. Okay, so let me.
Hey guys, welcome everybody to another Hall of Fame interview. We have Kalicharan, who's a good friend. Thank you, Kalicharan, for coming on this. I really appreciate your time. Just a brief summary about his background. He's been for a long time in the ONGC oil and gas space. I think close to almost a decade. And then he upskilled himself on artificial intelligence and machine learning. And now, interestingly, he sort of jumped to the pharma space. So without further ado, welcome again, Kali.
So how many of you think that people who have made the shift, learning their experience is valuable? Type V in the chat box. Great. So let's get back to our presentation. Okay, so people, how to join? People are asking how to join. Let me share the link. Where is our link? Okay, so I'm sharing it here on the chat. People who are willing to join us, you can go forward and use your favorite payment option to join the community. People who are planning on, who want to, just give me. Yes, here's the link. Yeah, ignore the first link. That if that is broken, yeah, this is the correct one. So now here you can fill in your details and join us. But if at all, how many of you want a further offer on this particular? If there's another offer that will help you make the payments slowly, how many of you are willing to join? Right? If you have a payment option, which is 1/3 of 6990, which is 2330, right? Even if you can pay 2330 today, you will get the access to the course and you can pay the balance post a week, right? How many of you think that is even more amazing? Type A in the chat box. Yes. So basically, Manoranjan. Yeah, so I think those are very interesting questions. Thank you, Swamlaya, for the question. How many days course? This is a self-paced course, Swamlaya. You can finish the course at your own pace. For example, if you're working or if you're studying or any other thing. So may I know your background, Swamlaya? What do you currently do? Which city you're from? Yeah, Hyderabad. Okay, great. So many people, even we ourselves are from Hyderabad. Our founder, he himself is a Telugu person, right? So thank you for that. So now, how many days course? It's a self-paced course. You can finish the course at your own pace, right? How do you do that? The courses are there. For example, if you want to take more time, if you're able to spend only 1.5 hours a day, you'll finish the course at one pace. If you're able to give 2 hours a day or only 1 hour a day, you can finish faster or slower than that. The course access is there with you for 1 year, right? In this, many of our members finish the course within 5 to 8 months, minimum to maximum, right? And we help everyone to go forward and push each other forward. So that should not be a problem, right? So the course access is for 1 year and you can finish it your own pace. That is why. So everyday live questions. So people, Vishnu asks, do we have live sessions also? This is a self-paced. Yes. Rajiv sir comes online every Thursday, and we also, like, you will have a training assistant with you, like a facilitator who will also be guiding you through the process, help you finish the data science, these things, help you apply to data science related jobs, and help you go forward when you are ready to go into the machine learning space also, right? So how many of you feel that is inspiring, right? So you'll have that push. Type I in the chat box. That's great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Vishnu. So Manoranjan, your question, is there any preview period? So basically, you can, what you can do is, most of our demo sessions are available on YouTube, right? On our channel. You can watch that, but you have to go in a structured fashion. So I would say the past 5 days, you can consider it as a preview only. So if you have, enjoyed it, or if you have liked the flow of it, the actual course is more structured than that. You have quiz every assignment afterwards. You have your own login. You have your own, facilitators. You have access to me anytime. You can always reach out if you are stuck anywhere. So as I've told you, if you Google search also, the success of people in online courses is until they reach a roadblock. Once they see they are stuck, they are going to think of quitting, or they think that it's not for me, right? So that will not happen, because once you are stuck, you know what to do. Ask somebody in the community, or ask your facilitator, or you can reach out to me. If it is within my space, I can just go ahead and answer. If not, I can point you to the right people, and whenever they are available, you can ask it directly to them, right? So that is how it is. So how to make the part payment? That's a good question. Yeah, so you can make the part payment here. Here you would require to make payment of 233 only. So let me share my screen. Okay. So 233 is not the full payment. 233 is 1/3 of the payment. You will be making the balance payment in the coming week. It's like you're blocking your price because we have this price only for our 5-day workshop people who are serious people, right? So because you are coming here for some reason, you are at least join 2 to 3 sessions more. You're serious people, and we are also serious about people who are serious, right? So for them, this is the special offer, right? So you can block your seat, get the access to the course, start watching it, parallelly pay back in the coming week, right? So this is, we feel, our team feels something, a very, what you call a reasonable offer, or generous offer, if I may say, right? Because we have seen that our course price, even on IIT Madras, right? So let me show you IIT Madras website. Okay, so now this is Digital Skills Academy, iitm.ac.in, IIT Madras website. So the whole bigger course, the prices on their platform for our, because this is a joint certification, right? So are higher on their website as well, right? So there might be a little traffic on their website too. So you can see that the silver program is listed at 60,000 on their website, which we are making, giving it at lesser and lesser prices and making it in part payments so that people can afford and go forward, right? So let me share the link with you. Now, once the servers start responding, you can also even check it, right? Yeah, okay, so it is open. How many of you are able to open the link that yeah, okay, I got it. Okay, so how many of you are able to see my screen now? Yeah, it's people who are not able to open in normal web page, you can open in incognito. So this course by Pixeltest, the modules I have shown, orientation, introduction to Python programming. I've shown you the videos sections, right? So all of these and more, we're keep on adding. Whatever you see here is the first version of the program. We have keep on adding it. And, we have roughly over 600 plus hours of content. I mean, lecture content is, something that is essential, but you have additional support content also, right? So that is the program fee. So you can understand the offer that we're giving is definitely so real and sometimes, unbelievable also, because 2330 for a career upskilling is something that we can do. And most importantly, certification. You get certification of IIT Madras. Let me show you that. How many of you want to see the IIT Madras certification? Type C in the chat box. The certification, if you go through the program, what certification you'll be getting? Yes, thank you so much. So this is the certificate. This will, sorry, yeah. So here the certification comes from the program coordinator, then the chairman of the CC department. CC is their online learning, IIT Madras online learning association, which is valued by companies like Cognizant, Wipro, TCS, and all of them, right? So then the founder, chief AI scientist of Pixeltests, Jayendra Asamseti. Everybody signature is there. You will have your own login ID and password, right? So let me show you, how this certificate also comes, right? So you will have your own login ID and password on IIT Madras website, where you can have your own certificate. So it is 100% legit, right? So let me show you that. Right. So once you click on their login, so you'll have your own ID and password. So once you log in, you'll be able to, so this is previous members certificate, but you can go forward and get your certificate, right? Download certificate, you click on it, you'll have your certificate. This is the credential that I had was of one of our members from blockchain community, but you get the idea. You'll have the AI certification, right? So 100% legit certificate, and this is from Center for Outreach and Digital Education, IIT Madras, right? So IITM Pravartak, your own portal will be there. You can complete your profile. All those things can be done from here itself, right? So how many of you feel that is really great? Type G in the chat box. Amazing. So I would want to help each and every one of you here if you're thinking or in doubt, right? Okay, so people who have made payment, thank you so much, Vishnu. Thank you so much for the payment. Thank you. Let me confirm. Let me just check. Okay. Yes, Vishnu, we have received your payment. Thank you so much for joining us. We are really grateful to see you online. It is very encouraging for us to see. We are super excited for you. Welcome to the community. You'll receive the course access within 5 minutes because it's an automated process, right? Thank you so much. Great. Saksham says he's making payment. Yes. Yes, Sunny. Give us a moment. Let me check. Yes, not yet. Let me know. We are here, Sunny. If you have any problem in the payment, let me know. Okay, great. So how many of you are trying to make the payment? If you are watching us on YouTube or you're on Zoom or LinkedIn, how many of you are trying to make the payment? Type me in the chat box. Planning on making the payment in the next, few minutes, and type me in the chat box. Great. Yes, Sunny, we have received your payment. Thank you so much. Welcome to the community. We are so much elated to have you. You will receive the access to the community. You can go say hi to everyone. Welcome. Put on your introduction. Put on your goal card. You can start with your orientation. In the orientation, you will set your own goal card. Once post completion, you will we'll get in touch and see you go forward and smash all your goals, achieve all your goals. Right. Thank you so much, Sunny. Thank you, Saksham. Saksham, we have received your payment. You received your payment from Razapay. Thank you so much. Vijay asked the question, can I GPay? So if that helps, I'll be able to give you an UPI ID, Vijay. Here is the UPI ID. At YBL. Great. So you can open your PhonePe or Google Pay, type in the UPI ID. You can put 2330 if you are planning on making the 2330 payment also. Else, if at all you are planning on making the full payment also, you can do that full payment and you'll be able to access the course immediately. Right. Thank you so much. Great. People who are planning on making the payment within the next 10 minutes, I request, because we are beyond our time. Okay, so Saksham, we have received your message on our community also. Thank you so much. That's very fast. Okay, great. Just give me a moment. Yeah. Okay, that's better. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, people. Thank you, Saksham. Thank you. Thank you, Sunny. Thank you, Vijay. Yes, Vijay, go forward. Go forward. If you have any query, we are here to help you. You will have your facilitator assigned. Chances are I might also be your teaching assistant or facilitator, right? So where the primary faculty would be Rajiv sir and JN sir himself. I'd be clearing or helping you in progressing and doubts and everything. Yes, Manoranjan sir. So basically with bronze, you will get the portion of the course that is listed on IIT Madras website, because the price is for the silver program, right? So now how this works is, for example, now if you want to just go for the silver program, you'll need more confidence, right? More more. See, basically right now, if at all our silver program, because we have told the previous price also, the silver program is roughly about 40,000 or so. But before that, there are a lot of scholarships also, right? If you are eligible for a few if you are from so and so colleges, if you're from, let me also show you the scholarship as well. So if you're from an army background, we have scholarships for women participants, right? So there are a lot of things like that. So the course that you see on IIT Madras website is our AI Silver program, which you can join after you get a job of data science job also. That's also fine, right? So even that also you can get on EMI, right? So for example, if you got a job and you can all parallelly pay that in EMI, right? So that is completely there because the course is higher value in that. I hope that answers your question, Manoranjan. Amazing. Okay, so how many of you are planning to make? Yes, let me check our payments. Team is here to help. Yes, we have received more payments. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Roshni. Thank you, Rahim. Sunena, we are able to see that many of your attempts to make payment of 6990 are failing. You can try your 2330 and pay the balance in some time. That's not a problem. Right, great. Yes, so if anyone of you has any queries, you can put it on the chat, or you can unmute, right? You can unmute and ask us. That's also fine. Yes, just imagine if you will be able to get or crack a job or career that is promising, right? Yes, Rakesh, I think that's a very good question. Rakesh, just 5 days back, we had another person, Suresh, who was 15 plus years than what you have mentioned here, right? So he, though he had, a little background in electronics and all, he was not fully confident that he'll be able to join the workforce. You'll not believe he started applying to jobs parallelly while he's learning, because that is a confidence that you'll get once you are within that particular community. Even within the community, you can see that people have 20-30 years of experience in various fields. So that should not be a problem, Rakesh sir. So may I know, you're currently working, or you are currently planning on just upskilling, Rakesh sir? So that will help me guide you better. Yes. Yes, Prashant. Okay, let me confirm. You have made the payment or UPI. I have to confirm with my team. Yes, Prashant. Welcome. Congratulations. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to serving and supporting you. You will get the access to the course within 5 minutes, because the automation gets kicked in. Thank you so much for that. How long before, the question is here is, how long before I finish my bronze program and start the machine learning modules? So basically, Vidya, the the flow goes like this. You can finish the program at your own pace. There's no specific set timeline. Most of our community members finish it within 5 to 8 months, right? So you can go ahead, start giving it time. If at all you have facing any issues, you can reach out to us. We'll help you out in the process of going forward, and then you can directly finish the course in some time, a few months. If you're facing any problem, the loop keeps on going, right? So we're here to help. Then you progress on completing your certification. Then once you're completing your certification of the AI bronze program, we will see how we can go forward for the AI silver program, and from there you will be able to start the silver modules as well. But in the meanwhile, you can start applying for your roles that say data science engineers or DS analyst, and all those roles you will be able to apply confidently. Amazing, right? So people who are serious about or because we have a limited time for our program also. So people who are serious, you can leave your details or queries in the chat box, so that me or the team members can reach out to you personally and help you with the query, assist you so that you can take a wiser decision. Yes, so people who are watching us on YouTube, you can leave your queries in the comment section. People who are live on Zoom, you can unmute and ask us your query. Yes, we have Vijay, Santosh, Ankur, Somlaya, Azim, Manoranjan. Yes, now would be a good time if you have any specific questions. Okay, great. So let me check if we have received. Girish Mathur. Girish, we have received your payment. Thank you so much for joining in from Pune, Maharashtra. Manoranjan, sir, thank you so much. You've made the payment. Right. So because you are in the session, sir, can you unmute and let us know which city you are from?
Yeah, I'm from Kolkata.
Kolkata. Thank you so much, Manoranjan, sir.
Yeah,
So,
just wanted to find out what is there in this particular thing. So
yes.
it's I don't know how much it will be useful, but let me go through the mod. As you are telling, you will be helping or guiding throughout the program.
100%, sir. 100%.
So suppose after learning this or going through this total program only, you'll be able to get into this data science area, or it can be before that also.
No, see, I would suggest completion of the course because you will be fully confident. But you can start applying just after 1 month also, because you will understand what is the market requirement, right?
Okay.
And you will know how to crack an interview, right? Cracking, or you'll know what kind of questions are coming. If you're getting selected, not selected, what are they looking for, right? So what kind of experience, what kind of skills they are looking, because you'll go through a few JDs and you'll understand what they are looking for, how to tweak your CV to current trend. All those things will come in, and we are definitely here to help you, sir. Immediately, so I'm leaving my contact number also. You can at any moment reach out in the day.
Okay, and this Python in detail will be taught through this
Yes,
course.
very detailed. We'll also be doing hackathons, sir, which means that whatever you learn from Rajesh sir, we'll be doing a repeat of that from the facilitators, right? So the facilitators, you will have more revision kind of a thing. You'll watch it. You will also have the revision. You will even have the recording of that revision. Even if you're not able to attend live also, you can go through it.
So how many live sessions will be there in a week? Is it fixed?
Yeah, so there'll be one will be on Thursday, which will be like, if that will be for advanced or something, the basics and everything will be happening on roughly every alternative day, and you will get all the updates over your email, sir.
Okay, and the timing, what time the session happens? Yeah,
so most of our sessions happens in the evenings, but if there are some sessions that are evenings at 7 o'clock.
Okay, 7 o'clock it's okay.
Yeah.
6 o'clock will be a little early because that time office will be there.
Correct. So what is your background, sir?
I'm in IT actually, and hardware and all this infrastructure domain.
Understood. That's really nice to have you, sir. You will receive the access to the community and everything also. If you're joined by making the part payment also, you can pay the balance in the coming weeks. That is not a problem. If you made the full payment also, that is also great. You will have the full access to the course. So we are so glad to have you, sir. Really grateful that you've given us the opportunity to walk together on this journey. Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That's really nice. Thank you so much. Any others who have any questions, or if you have made the payment, if you're on Zoom, we are here to answer your questions, help you with any queries. If payment, non-payment, course, outside course, any other questions you have? Great. Ankur sir, you unmuted and muted. If you had a question, you can just even put it on the chat box. Great. So in interest of time, people who are interested, not able to make the payment because of some technical issue, or if you're not at your desk or something, you can leave your contact details also in the chat so that the team can reach out to you. But thank you so much for Saksham, Sham, Manoranjan, and all the people who have made the payment. Yes, Manoranjan sir. So we'll be sharing you with the whole details, even the session links of yesterday also, I'll be sharing it with you, right? I'll get in touch with you personally. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us on the day 5, and it's been an amazing journey to be with you for whole of the week. Thank you so much, and looking forward to serving and supporting all the people who have joined the communities and people who still are thinking and who still wants to learn a little more about Python and all. You can still join our 5-day batches and take more confidence, and then take a step forward in your data science or AI journey. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Yes, Manoranjan sir. We're also closing. Thank you so much for being here. Great. Have a great evening, everyone. Thank you.